Yep.
It's like
a heat wave.
heat wave.
Good night, everybody.
Heat wave.
You don't give a shit.
Heat wave.
Let's get on out of here.
Heat wave.
You can tell we don't rehearse this shit.
Exactly. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, always joined by Mikey the Freak.
Heat wave.
And Steve.
Today it's Sister Stevie Clarence.
If you have not figured it out by the thumbnail or the really crappy intro, we are reviewing the movie Sister Act. But before we get into it, let's check out that trailer.
Yes, let's.
Freaking heat wave.
Lounge singer Dolores Van Cartier always wanted to be a star performer.
Nothing you can say can tear me away from my God.
But
My
tonight,
God.
she's going to become a star witness.
Hey, is there a problem?
I've never seen anybody killed before.
Always. Oh, Reno, I've been there.
I mean, all those places you're driving on the highway and you see somebody dead with a cloth over them.
Been to Vegas. I haven't been to Reno.
Absolutely not. That is not a person you can hide. That is a conspicuous person designed to stick out.
Look at me. I'm a penguin.
I'd like to offer a great big hi there and hello to Sister Mary Clarence.
She's a witch.
Terrible. Tastes like...
She's a witch. So was that one right there.
The vow of obedience and the vow of chastity.
I'm out of here.
I am out of here.
Witches.
We expecting any more of your friends? This turns into a nun's bar. I'm out of here.
There's got to be something around here that I can do that's not going to chip my nails or annoy anybody.
You will join the choir.
The choir?
We're terrible.
This is going to be hell.
Tell me about it.
We can rock this place.
What if I forget the words?
You're going to go straight to hell.
We could cut a demo.
You're a pioneer.
She ain't no nun.
You have corrupted the entire choir.
I was thinking more like Vegas, get some butts in the seats.
I'd rather sing than do anything. It's better than ice cream. It's better than springtime.
Better than sex. No,
It's better than sex.
That's
So
what
I've heard.
That's what I've heard.
We're always going to be together.
That's what Diana Ross said.
Well, there you have it. That is your Sister Act trailer.
That was a couple witches.
Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this trailer? About this movie?
Sure, absolutely.
You can talk about the trailer if you'd like to.
Sure, absolutely. And for some reason, there we go. Made in 1992 with a running time of 1 hour and 40 minutes. When a nightclub singer is forced to take refuge from the mob and the Covenant, she ends up turning the Covenant choir into a soulful chorus complete with a Motown repertoire until the sudden celebrity of the choir jeopardizes her identity. And that's the gist of the film.
That's the gist of the film. All right, then. What'd you think about this on rewatch?
Did any of that come? Did any of that come through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting there like I wasn't talking. Oh, good.
We're just
this
super
came out in
enthused.
1990.
Super enthused about this movie.
It's a good movie. Just like Back in the Habit, and they're making a third, but they have to readjust the script because Maggie Smith died. I really like this movie. I remember going to see this movie with my family. It was me and my mom, my dad, and my cousin David. David was very embarrassed because 92, so I would have been 9 or 10 years old. David would have definitely been a teenager. And I remember dancing out of the theater with my parents. Both of my parents just dancing to the credits as they were playing. And my cousin David just being thoroughly embarrassed with his head down when he lived like fucking 50 miles away. I love this movie. I watch this movie. I legitimately watch this movie all the time. It's available on Disney Plus if you want to watch it there, as well as Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. It took me a really long time, like longer than a decade, to get the title of Back in the Habit, being what they wear is called a habit. But that was my watch. Mikey the Freak, what did you think on rewatch?
Oh, there's so many mixed emotions. Yeah, I remember watching this back in the
Such an
'90s when it.
emotionless statement.
So, so
So
it
many,
is.
there are so many mixed emotions.
There
Yeah,
are
there's so
so
many
many
mixed
mixed
emotions in this
emotions.
whole fucking
Uh,
thing.
no, watching it back in the '90s when it came out. Yes, I think I did go to the theaters to watch this as well. I was a Whoopi Goldberg fan back at '80s and the '90s. With the stuff that she came out with, she had some decent flicks, kind of corny, but definitely worth the watch. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie, definitely a family friendly movie, I believe. If it comes on TV, I don't know if I'd rewatch it. I don't know if it kind of held its water, for the last 30 years.
It has.
Okay, I mean, other people can believe you. I don't think it does. I just think because Whoopi Goldberg has been so political in her views over the last 10 to 15 years that a lot of her older movies, like if you don't like her now, it's hard to watch her back then when she was a completely different person. So I
I
mean,
think I think that's just I don't want to speak for other people, but I just think that's the
yeah,
inability to separate the person from the actor.
yeah,
That's
and,
me.
and it could be.
Prime example. And most people will hate me for this. I'll still go watch Chris Benoit matches. Man did horrendous things, but I will still go watch him versus Eddie Guerrero one night stand like every other month because he was one of the greatest tactical wrestlers to ever step in at foot in the ring, and I'm able to just separate the two. But
Yeah,
that's just me.
I got you. I understand that.
And I
Um,
also don't know anything. I don't have cable TV, and I don't read a lot of news, so I don't know what Whoopi has been saying. All I know is she's on a show I believe called The View.
exactly, that's very much it. But yeah, like I said, it's worth the watch if you haven't watched it before. The sequel is I don't think the sequel is as good as the first one. I do like the first one better than the sequel, but yeah, it's one of those you're gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. But it's a fun watch, and that's pretty basic at that point. What about you, Bearded Geek?
So this movie, I am in the boat with Steve on this one. I really enjoy this movie.
Yeah,
I've always liked this movie. Like you said, Whoopi Goldberg had done several movies in the past.
yeah,
Not to name them. I'm sure you have her on your
I got a
related
few.
rules. But I enjoy this movie. You get to see, as we stated, some other characters in this movie that you've seen in other movies as well. And I enjoy the singing. I enjoy the story with Whoopi having to go into basically hiding, uh, protective
Witness
services.
protection, yeah.
Yeah, because she witnessed a murder and she wants to flip on the guy.
But you
And
can see this happening now. I mean, I think it could be plausible that
yeah,
somebody would join
and
a
of
nunnery. I guess you could say
a
a
nunnery, if you
nunnery,
will.
a
But yeah,
nunnery.
it's one of those things to where I don't know why she's so defiant. She's in fear of her life, but she wants to be defiant and go out and be seen and stuff. So it's she just can't.
I think that's in her nature because she was
Yeah,
a
I get it.
Vegas lounge singer, and she finally has something that she can make big. And she wasn't a very good lounge singer in Reno.
I like when they walked into a bar and they're like, "We got to go," and they're like, "Oh, one dance," and they start dancing. That was kind of, and then the guy says, "If this turns into a nun bar, I'm out of here."
Yeah,
That was a good
Numbar,
one.
I'm leaving.
I've always been of the feeling that if I could change one thing from the movie, and I think it would make the movie more of a connecting piece, is you make the nun at the beginning of the movie Maggie Smith as a younger woman. You basically make the mother superior of that church because the movie starts with Whoopi Goldberg as a child in
Mhm.
Catholic school. And so
Yeah,
what you do is the teacher then grows up to become mother superior. And if you had that connecting factor of her showing up and just, Maggie Smith just being like, Mary Clarence, we meet again.
that would have
Like
been cool.
it would
Yeah.
have been so much more of a connecting, but that's just me.
That would have been cool. That would have been a cool, yeah. But
Mm.
yeah,
I would have
I
enjoyed
love.
this movie a lot more.
That's doubtful. That's doubtful. But again, I like musicals, so this has a lot of singing and dancing in it as well. So I tend to like that. So Steve, what would you actually rate this movie?
Oh, I love this movie, man. I put this movie, like I said, I watch this movie all the time, so this is easily an 8 out of 10 for me.
Mikey the Freak.
Yeah, I'm with the same boat. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of two compared to the first one. The first one is better, but all around, the movie it's a solid 8, definitely.
Eights all around. I tend to agree. I really like this movie. But now we have some interesting-ish facts.
So fucking slow.
So Whoopi Goldberg hired Carrie Fisher to rewrite her dialogue, which led to many arguments in the Disney executives. Fisher later told Goldberg, "You're getting into a pissing contest with people who have actual dicks."
That sounds like Carrie Fisher.
Let's see. The church in which Whoopi Goldberg takes refuge in is St. Paul's Catholic Church, located at 221 Valley Street near Church Street in San Francisco's No Valley District. One of the neighborhood teenage girls was played by Destra Jackson, who played the young version of Celie, Whoopi Goldberg's character in The Color Purple.
Oh, Celie.
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 But there you have it. Those are my interesting-ish facts. Steve, what do we have for soundtrack?
Oh, for the soundtrack, we have Love is Like a Heat Wave, performed by Whoopi Goldberg, Jennifer Lewis, and Charlotte Crossley. We got My Guy, performed by Whoopi Goldberg, Jennifer Lewis, and Charlotte Crossley. I Will Follow Him, performed by everybody. It gives the entire cast of all of the nuns, and I am not saying all of those names.
We have time.
Whoopi Goldberg, Kathy Najimy, Andrea Robinson, Mary
No.
Ellen
No,
Albertine
we're good.
Dowd.
No.
There's
No.
only 2 more lines. There's only 2 more lines. Rescue Me, performed by Fontella Bass. Gravy, performed by Dee Dee Sharp. Roll With Me, Henry, performed by Etta Jones. Shout, performed by, once again, all of those nuns. Oh, I'll just do the next line. Carmen Zapata, Pat Crawford Brown, Prudence Wilt Holmes, Georgia Crichton, Susan Johnson. You have Home Alone by Tom Malone. You have Just a Touch of Love, performed by C+C Music Factory. C+C Music Factory. If My Wife's Sister's in Trouble, performed by Lady Soul. Bar None, written by Jimmy Vivino. And Hail Holy Queen. Ruth Cobert, Susan Browning, Darlene Coldenhoven, Sherry Izzard, Edith Diaz, and Beth Fowler. And those are all of the nuns between the 3 songs. And that is the entirety of the soundtrack.
Nice. Mikey the Freak. What do we have for related reels?
Oh, where do I start? I got Whoopi Goldberg, as you mentioned earlier. One of my favorite movies that she was in, Jumping Jack Flash.
Mm-hmm.
Ghost. Yeah, Ghost, which is one of our popular movies, as well as The Color Purple, which is an excellent movie.
Are you not a fan of Theodore Rex?
Who?
It's a movie that Whoopi Goldberg said, "Don't worry about it."
I could have said Rat Race too.
Rat Race.
Maggie Smith.
I
know. The great Dame Maggie Smith. Downton Abbey, one of her popular ones. Harry Potter, every single one of them. And Hook, where she plays Wendy Darling. And then, of course, Harvey Keitel, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and National Treasure.
Excellent.
All right.
Movies where he's in all 3 movies that you named. He's in the movie less than 20 minutes.
Exactly.
But he's in them.
He is not a main character in any of those movies.
It's good.
Well, he is, but yeah.
All right, well, as we come to a close, make sure you check out the sister channel to Back to the Retro Review. That would be the Mod Squad Network, where we have a lot of entertainment news over there. We have a conversation show, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. If you like what you see here, make sure you give this channel a good old thumbing. Tell us what
lot of thumbs.
A lot of thumbs. We like, well,
A lot of thumbs.
Get them in there. If you
Knuckle
like what you
deep.
see, what?
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 Who?
What?
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yes. Leave a comment down below. Let us know if you like Sister Act and what you thought of it. All right, that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mike the Freak and Steve, I am the Bearded Geek saying, if we don't see you again, thank you for being a friend.
See ya.